May I add something to the menopause thoughts? And can I be honest?
Yeah, of course.
You say you don't have... Yes, exactly. You say you don't have any menopause symptoms. Well, sometimes it's said, isn't it? And I'll tell you, before you judge me or get...
you've got loads of women watching you right now.
I know, I'm realising I'm like...
And I think they're all
what's it like?
around
It's
the
like,
same age.
I know, so it's like walking out on a plank into the choppy seas and sharks in the water beneath me. Okay, but hear me out. Yeah, okay, hear me out before you get upset.
I'm listening.
Oh dear, Frasier. Okay, right. Some say, and when we're having,
some say,
yeah, okay, just
it doesn't sound like you're owning this. What you're about to say?
Can I finish, please? And I feel like a politician now. I'm so glad you asked me that question. I will return to the original point, but first, let me say, right? Go on. Some say that, and I don't, but I did think it honestly that sometimes a short fuse might be a sign of a menopausal symptom, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, the important thing here, and I've gone through this thought process with you,
because I'm the only woman you've ever been with that's
gone through this.
Maybe. Well, I don't even know if I am going through
this. It's
not
not the first time I've experienced these sort of symptoms. It's fair to say.
I'm going red.
But
this is so funny. Go on.
It's not.
No, you're safe.
Back, I'm going to look back and laugh at this.
I think we both are.
If I live.
Go on. No, you're absolutely safe. Go on.
Okay. So, yeah, some say that a short temper and hormonal, mood swings are a symptom of, and they would be, wouldn't they? If the first part is true, it depends what the premises are and the context and the social conversation. And I'm with you, actually. I don't think anything is necessarily so.
Yeah,
I really don't. With our bodies and what we're told happens, and mainly because we're told it, that really enforces things, doesn't it? That really hypnotizes us all into these things. And that's not to say there aren't some inevitable processes, but we could probably have a little bit more balance with them and nuance, couldn't we? And the important, and now I'm going to go from sounding like a chauvinist pig to a complete woke new man. What struck me is like, oh, okay, well, whether it's the menopause or not, it is what's happening. We are, you in this instance, you are being authentic and real and raw in certain situations. And so I've got a path there, haven't I? I've got like in binary terms, I've got like, oh, here we go, bloody menopause, typical, poor me. Men always get this short end of the stick. I knew this would happen, bloody blah. That's one narrative, isn't it? Or what I think, I don't know, and you can tell me if you've noticed this or not. I thought, well, this is what's happening. We have to live and we have to adjust according to what's actually going on. And although we did have quite a flamer, didn't we, on Wednesday morning, and it looked like I flounced out of the house as a result, which I probably did in a way, a little bit. I thought to myself, this is not worth falling out over. This is we need to get to the bottom of this. We need to understand what's going on. And I've made a really conscious decision not to, because I think there was a point when you said, should we talk about this now? And I said, only if you want this to be inflamed. Give me a little bit longer. Do you remember that point of the? And that was the right thing to do, wasn't it? It was like it's like when the bomberos are putting out a forest fire. That is not the time, is it, to like have a chat? The
bomberos are the
firefighters here in Portugal. That's not the time for them to have a review, is it? Or they've got flames to put out, and it's really important, like, to let the flames burn. I think in these situations, whatever's causing it, because it doesn't matter really, does it? Whatever you decide it is, if it's hormones or if it's just like because I've been an a-hole and you're responding to that. We still have the same situation, and we have a choice whether to deal with it constructively and lovingly, or like, oh yeah, that's just the menopause kicking in or whatever. Did I save myself there?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what you're saying, other than you were like being practical and like trying to deal with things as they are.
And I could have we could have gone into a long and continued spiral. That morning, but I thought there's no point. There's no point. Which to some people might sound like, finally, the guy is how old and he's just realised that. But,
I mean, one thing I realised on Wednesday, something got the better of me. I felt my like this spike, and I can only describe it to what it was like at the other end, actually, you know, as a teenager, the levels of anxiety, that feeling of insecurity, and that feeling of temporarily being out of control. And then once that has been relieved, I feel normal again.
Yeah.
And also, like with every pregnancy I've had early on, as your body's ramping up with hormones, you know, I've had a very, very short fuse, you know, and it's not because, you know, I want to hurt anyone or upset anyone. It's because something just doesn't feel right in that moment. You know, and it's kind of touching on an insecurity. So it's a really kind of vulnerable position, actually.
Yes.
The weird thing was, on that day, in between flounces, I found
mine
this,
or yours?
well, both.
Okay.
And I read this lovely
Mid-flounce.
piece. I read this lovely piece that was written by a guy who obviously adores his woman, who's 55. Did you read it?
I didn't.
It's really, really great, because he was talking about his experience. I think he set up a group for men, actually, to help men through this. But he was saying, you know, whatever's going on, I see that my woman is actually transforming, and, you know, like, really talking about the magic of what she was transforming into. And of course, like, nobody does a transformation without some ups and downs, and without some like, you know, like shit getting real. So
turbulence.
Yeah, real turbulence.
No,
but I was really
or a calm
pleased.
sea never made a good sailor.
Yeah, I really appreciated that when you did come back into the conversation, how calm you were. And that leads me on to you've been talking calmly, like
Calm Unson.
Yes, Carl has an alter ego called
Calm Unson.
Calm Unson.
Yes.
Before we go,
I'd love to, and it's in the context of what I think is going on at the moment, which is the great unraveling. You know, that's AKA new reality, isn't it? I think there is and I you know, I don't want that to sound like gloom and doom. It is just like an old jumper, and the threads are being pulled, aren't they?
Yeah.
On an old pullover, I think, or sweater, you know, and that. It would appear that's what's going on before our very eyes in the collective world. But before we move on from that moment where I had to kind of self-parent, which is I think what went on, you know, in the old days, I might have had an older around. In fact, I did go and see Mike. I saw an old, and we did laugh about. I said, did
he say, could it be the menopause?
He didn't. When he dropped me off, I said I would invite you in for a cup of tea, but I don't think it's not a good idea for you to come in. And he just laughed and drove off. It was great. But it's that where in a more familial society, closer bonds, more people around, where an older guy might have said to me years ago, look, just come here a minute. Let's just pop out and let's go and whittle some sticks or something.
Yeah.
Don't stand there and argue. That's not what's needed right now. Just get over here and let's leave her to it. Let her chat with one of her pals or whatever, or another woman, and just come over here for a moment. Let's just go out hunter gathering or the modern equivalent, and come back later when it's blown over. And it's so practical and real, isn't it? But we don't live in it. We live in nuclear worlds, don't we?
Yeah.
Where you're not going to get that lifeline. And so people, instead of like coming apart when, you know, the fire's burning, they're just like, here's some petrol. Here's a log and another thing. And that's what we know we can do that, don't we? You know, human beings are good at that. They're like triggering back and it just spirals when it was absolutely the right thing. And so that's quite a good share this week.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess the danger is when somebody flames up, it's really easy for the other person to take it personally and think the flame is about them. Yes. I
love to.
If you can stand in the
what, Deb?
if you are able to stand in the moment of my my fiery insecurity, because it's nearly always triggered from an insecurity, and on Wednesday it was as well.
Yeah.
So if you're able to stand in the fire of my insecurity and not take it personally,
right. What? So oh my God, here we bloody well go again. Is not the right.
Yeah, that's not the right. No, or the
multiple choice, don't we? Is it A? Oh, here we go. Is it B? I knew it would be my fault. Or is it?
This is so funny.
Why C? Why does this always happen to me?
No, if you could say, what do you need right now? Oh my God. If you could say,
just hearing that is a relief, isn't it? We're not even in that situation.
If you could just say, look,
what do you need right now?
Love, something's obviously really upset you.
I've never wanted a tattoo. I've never wanted a tattoo, but I'm going to go and get that put on my arm. Love, what do you need right now?
What do you need right now?
Yes, okay.
Because that would have, I think that if you could have, if you'd had the courage and the calmness and
yes, exactly,
to be able to say, oh my goodness, my wife is in some kind of trauma.
What's happening? Come on.
And she's not like that normally.
Yeah.
I do remember a time before she was like that.
Yes.
What is wrong? How can I help? That would have absolutely.
It's like that. It's like that Memento movie where that guy carries around photos, isn't it? Because he hasn't got any mirrors. Oh yeah, there's a picture of her being really happy. Yes, she can be like that.
But that would absolutely de-escalate. I'm pretty sure of it.
I'm going to try it next
time.
And
then if it doesn't, then
we've got witnesses. This is like getting married, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is like renewing your vows and having Donna Marie and Debs as the witnesses.
Yeah, our bridesmaids.
And they can say, have you tried saying, what do you need right now, love? And then you've got witnesses here.
Yeah.
Right. What have I done to myself? Okay. Renew my vow.
Okay.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Deb and Donna Marie.
Well, thank you. I had no idea where this was going to go. We had some kind of rough ideas of what we might talk about, but we had no idea we were going to be as transparent. But I think it's really good.
Yeah, I love hearing when someone we tune into for inspiration is a real human with real problems.
Oh, yeah, we definitely are.
Oh, yes. Definitely. So helpful to the collective. And I mean, do you not think that's perhaps the age we're moving into? Because we talked about this before, didn't we? We used to like our personal development speakers to be on a stage with a vase or a vase of flowers and a microphone and talk to us like they were a god, right? Or a priest, didn't we? The stage thing, of the guru.
Yeah, I've never really liked the
I love that. I do have a place for that in my heart, but perhaps we are learning from each other now. That's what I prefer. I love to hear the authenticity and vulnerability of people who've lived life.
Yeah.
Yeah, who aren't pretending to be perfect.
Oh yeah, we're definitely not pretending.
Well, I hope not. I mean, I guess all of us do that as well, don't we? We kind of pretend we're perfect because that's what we like to be, what we aspire to be. But anyway, I hope that's what you mean, and that's what you get here, Deb. Love it. This is so real. I've been with the same calm Leo who's had to live through me growing up and learning what. Oh, bless you both.
Yeah,
isn't that wonderful?
Well, I mean, as we both come to terms with the changes I'm going through for over 40 years, my poor husband.
Oh, I'm just a junior.
Oh, bless.
I'm a beginner.
Do you know what? I have no intention this is going to go on any longer than. I mean, the thing is, I don't actually know what's going on. Like when it happens, but I do recognize it's not really me. I recognize. Right. I recognize that's not like normally I'm actually quite thoughtful and I realize if something's not quite right, but we're going to go through it with our younger daughter.
Yes.
Our young daughter. Yes. I mean, she's already coming into that threshold. So you're going to get very well practiced.
Excellent. Can't wait. Deb, can you give your husband a hug after the show?
Yeah.
And then he'll say, what?
And you, Donna Marie, as well. You need to hug your man as well.
Oh, wow. Okay.